Hello guys, I bought this Jeep Grand Cherokee WJ 4.7 litre V8 over 2 months ago now, and when I test drove the car it seemed to be fine, but then on the way home I worked out it's got a few gremlins, one of them being it had a big end knock that I couldn't exactly repair just by putting thicker oil in it, so I had a really bad sump leak. So I reckon the previous owners got a bit excited and probably taken on the beach or something, and because I found sand all through the engine bay and probably ran out of oil pressure and spun the big end bearing. So I've dropped the sump, new big end bearings, that solved that issue. I removed the rocker covers, I put new lifters in them, Mellings lifters from Rock Auto. That was a good thing, the motor's really quiet, but I've been chasing this problem where the car is, when you take off in first gear and you try to give it an extra throttle to get up it, it starts breaking out and hesitating like this. So the first thing I read, and people just suggested, is to replace the fuel pump. So I got on the Rock Auto and I bought a new fuel pump assembly, not the cheapest one they had here, but sort of mid-range. I got the filter that's got a built-in fuel pressure regulator. I got onto Australian eBay and I found a seller in Australia who sells brand new fuel injectors. I don't think they're the best. I should have got ones from Rock Auto, but I didn't know at the time. I bought new spark plugs, new coils, new air temperature sensor, new map sensor, new throttle position sensor, just cheapo O2 sensors, crank camshaft sensors, and I've checked all the earths to make sure they're sweet, and just clean them all up. So yeah, I've done a lot and I've still got the problem. So what I'm doing now, so for the record, I've got this PCM out of a HO 4.7. It's got identical part numbers to mine, except my housing's aluminium, this one's steel. So we'll just test it out. So with that PCM plugged in, put on ignition, start it. It cuts out obviously because it doesn't recognise my skim. So even when you plug in the skim that matches that PCM, you go to start it. See, it's got that thing flashing up there now. It's still not happy. So what you do, you fool the PCM to thinking that you've got the right key. So you put the key inside it like that, then go across and start it the same. Then you can simply just take the key away and then you take the car for a drive. But yeah, it'd be a pain in the ass to do that every time you want to run it. But yeah, at least I know now that my PCM is not faulty. I reckon it's more than likely to be the map or the cheaper quality crank and cam sensors. So yeah, I've got something to go off now. What I've done, I've learnt that these engines are very fussy when it comes to sensors. So I've gone onto Rock Auto and I bought all new sensors. Cost a fair bit of money, as you can imagine, but got them. But I've learnt, I punched in that my cars, I punched in a 2004 model in the search, and yep, it turns out that my engine is like the earlier generation. It's got the older style plug, and this new map, it's got that newer style plug, so I'm gonna have to send that back, which sucks. Unfortunately here in Australia, it's pretty hard to, pretty much have to go through America to buy a lot of the good bits and pieces for them. But yeah, I'll try the map next, because this morning I went to start it and had this sort of fluctuating idle, which indicated it could be idle air control, but when I unplug the map and I plug it back in, it comes good. And I had difficulty starting when I pull up at the post office. I'm like, yeah, right, that could be the cam, a crank maybe, I don't know. But it's not throwing any codes, even with the new the replacement PCM. So yeah, the journey continues. On a positive note, I've fitted 2013 Jeep Wrangler wheels. They're great. Gave it a 2-inch lift, new shocks. And I've also got this Android Auto doubled-in stereo system. It's got adaptable bezel, so it's pretty damn good. So it's just a matter of getting your phone, connecting to it, and yeah, it's just like what a lot of the newer cars have. But I've also got reverse camera, so it's really good. And I've also got this camera up here, so it records everything from out the front, which is great. So yeah, it's not all bad with this car. It's just, yeah, just trying to find that gremlin with the engine. So if you've got a WJ Grand Cherokee and you think your PCM might be faulty, just start ringing around all your wrecking yards and try to find one that's got identical part number. So this one here has got identical part number to mine, except the 2 letters on the end of this one are different to mine, which doesn't matter, they reckon. And what do we got here? Oh yeah, P51 Mustang. Oh, World War II fighter bird. So yeah, so in my case, I found one that's got identical part number, so I can use that. All I have to do is send it away. There's a place in Australia and Melbourne who can reflash it for $180 to match my VIN, which is good. But now I know my computer doesn't appear to be faulty. I don't have to worry about any of this. But so if you want to find out, if you find that you want to find out if your PCM's faulty or not, you simply just do my method, swap this over, use that skim to work with that key, because this key's got a chip in it. That way you can test it. If you confirm that your PCM's faulty, you've got 2 options. You can send this away to get a VIN changed, or simply just change that, use that skim, use that key to work with that skim. Then you're gonna have to take off your whole steering column. Apparently these bolts are shit to get out, they reckon. I haven't done it, but yeah, swap this over. That way it'll work. Your kilometers don't change, they stay the same. In my case they did. Yeah, obviously the key's not going to work, the new key's not going to work with your door, so you're going to have to use either your old key on your key ring to make sure you've got it handy in case your mobilizer stops working, or you have to change a mechanism over from the donor Jeep if you want. But yeah, that's what you need to do. But in regards to my tuning issue, where it's breaking down the first gear accelerating, I've also done other checks. I've also checked in here, you got your fuses and your relays. So you got one here called auto shutdown relay. That supplies 12 volt power to various sensors, but the coil 12 volt, the injectors are 12 volt. I've checked that, I've swapped it over, and it's fine. So I've been bypassed and given it raw 12 volt to the coils and the injectors. Did make a difference. I checked the relay for the fuel pump, it's fine. I even bypassed it, didn't solve anything. Checked all the fuses, obviously. Checked the voltage at the fuel pump, it's good. I've also checked the fuel pressure, hooked that gauge up to the fuel rail, it's fine. Challenge tested it on the road and drove it, it's fine. Checked all the earth points. Yeah, just going through everything. Filter's not blocked. Someone said the cats and the exhaust might have been blocked. Got a hole saw, actually made holes, checked it, it's fine. Had to weld it back up then. It could quite possibly be just a plug going to the map. So now I know that NTK map sensors, that sensor can't work with this car. I'm going to have to order another one at the older style, with the older style plug. That way I could test that. I'm hoping I'm going to have to swap the crank and the cam sensors over the NTK. I've got them there ready if I want, but I'll do the map first just to check it. But yeah, so I'll leave it at that, guys. I just thought I'd share it with you guys, just in case, you know, someone wants to swap their PCMs over, because these cars are getting on now, and yeah, being an older car like this, you're going to have problems. You can't just say it's Jeep. People say, oh, it's a Jeep problem, but I've got old Ford Falcon Australian-made cars, and they got similar electrical issues that come up time to time. It's just the nature of the beast. But yeah, so what I'll do now, I have to go put this contraption back together, and yeah, play with that map. Thanks for watching, guys.